Hi, welcome to Book Takeout. I'm Sean.
And I'm Felix.
And this is the show where two nerds? Should we say nerds? Nerds doesn't sound right. We're not nerds.
We're cool kids.
We're swaggy as fuck.
Yeah, we're
Swig
cool
swag,
nerds.
dicks in bags.
Bringing it. Whoa.
No, we don't promote safe sex on the show.
Oh,
Always use a condom, guys.
I thought you were just throwing like a plastic bag, and I was like, oh, that's just weird.
Why? Carrying around like a penis in a bag? That makes no sense. Why would you do that?
I feel that we've gone off the rails a little bit here.
Fuck it. We'll keep this in.
Yeah,
this is fun. This is a thing. Right. Wonder Woman.
Yes. Comic-Con's been. We've got a lot of nice trailers. Let's start with Wonder Woman. So, what do we think?
It looks. I'm really excited for it. It looks really good. The costumes are fantastic. The uniform. Yeah. So I'm still not sold on her as the choice for Wonder Woman, but I'm sold on this movie.
Yeah, it's true. I'm very excited for this film. What we've seen in the trailer, everything about the trailer said this should be good, you know.
But that was also Batman vs Superman's early trailers.
It's true, you know, we're
amazing.
Skeptical now, but from what we've seen so far, it looks absolutely brilliant.
Yes,
very excited.
Chris Pine's killing it as Steve Trevor so far. He's got the humor, which is great because we need that. You need some of that in DC at the moment. So we've got. It feels very Marvel. It feels very the first Avenger. In fact, I saw a guy do. He put the original first Avenger trailer and the Wonder Woman trailer side by side, and then pointed out all of the shots that look virtually the same, especially with the shield.
I can imagine it is very similar. Even watching it, it did give me very much first Avenger vibes. I don't think that's necessarily a bad. I mean, Captain America: The First Avenger isn't my favorite film on the earth. I don't think it's a mediocre film.
It's not even the best Captain America. No. I'm still not sure what her origin story is going to be in this because it seems to be showing a mix of the New 52, a mix of pre-New 52. It kind of
hints at both in what we see there.
So for people who are listening who don't know what the two differences are, pre-New 52, Wonder Woman was made out of clay and life was just kind of thrown into her.
Yeah,
and she was created. They wanted a mix of a kind of a Greek spin on Jesus, essentially.
Yeah, more or less.
Where it's an immaculate conception. The New 52 version of it is that Wonder Woman grows up for her entire life believing that that's what she is. That's who she is. She was the immaculate child, but she's actually Zeus's daughter. And she's also the God of War, which is so cool.
Yeah.
I want God of War. I want some Wonder Woman as the God of War fight scenes, because I think that'd be cool.
Yeah. I both want it, but I want to keep Ares as God of War because I want to see Ares be the villain in this film. We still don't know who the villain is. I want it to be Ares so bad.
It could be Ares, but it could be someone like Steppenwolf. It could be someone like Calabac if they're going to try and tie it into the whole apocalypse thing. But we don't know, and we don't even have really any casting news in regards to that. So they're keeping that quite under the wraps.
Still very early for Wonder Woman, but from what we've seen so far.
Looks
very
great.
Interesting.
Looks great. 10 out of 10 so far. 10 out of 10.
Talking of like Steppenwolf and stuff, we move on to the Justice League trailer that we got. I mean, a very early trailer.
Yeah, quite a rough trailer, but it definitely shows you the tone they're going for, which is a lot more happy. Want to say happy?
Yeah, it's a lot more joyous. It's a little bit more humorous. And I gotta say, this. Of all the trailers I saw for Comic-Con, this was the one that blew me up the most.
Yeah,
this was the one that had me going,
yes,
that's brilliant. That is everything I want to see. Everything we've heard about Justice League so far has been really interesting. You know, the fact that we had them inviting all their harshest critics of Batman vs Superman to the set to show them around. The fact that we're seeing this trailer, it seems like they really are pushing the fact that Justice League will be very different from Batman vs Superman. This is going to be a much more light-hearted,
bit
these
more
new
family
characters
friendly.
change it up. Yeah. It's going to be a lot more interesting.
I think the standout for the two standouts for me out of that trailer were Aquaman and the Flash. Because you got one, Jason Momoa. He's not going to look anything more than badass.
Yeah,
so he looked phenomenal.
Yeah, even when he's there in just like a big puffy jacket, he still looks badass.
He still looks like this is. You don't want to mess with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Aquaman looks amazing. I like how he barely says anything. I like that we get one line and it's just talk. Yeah, and he sounds cool.
He does. He sounds brilliant. Cool. Everything he says, it's reclusive. I like the idea that he is the one who is. He says no. It seems like he says no to being in the Justice League. He's like, I want to protect Atlantis. That's not my thing.
Yeah, fuck you, surface dwellers.
Yeah, which should be really interesting, especially because we know we're getting a ton of casting for Aquaman and
yeah.
Atlantis. It looks like that might be a really big focus of this.
I'm still heating up about the rumors of Carl Urban as Ocean Master. Like I want that.
Want that, but at the same time, we know he's in Thor Ragnarok as someone. Yeah, as something the Destroyer or something along those lines.
Oh God.
It's not a huge role, but he is in Thor Ragnarok, which might hinder his chance to be an Aquaman. But by the very same token,
Chris Pine
actors have crossed over before. Yeah. Slightly smaller ones, but we do have crossover. We've got crossover artists at the moment who have done both worlds. So
do we?
It's not. Yeah. Superman's mother in Man of Steel is the same actress who plays what's he called? Wilson Fisk's girlfriend in Daredevil.
The Kryptonian mom, right?
Yeah.
Right.
The Kryptonian mom, not Martha.
I was like, no, she isn't.
Yeah, you're like, wait, what? No,
that doesn't make sense.
What?
That's the dumbest thing I've ever. No, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
you're right.
Kryptonian.
You're right. Okay.
Small, but hopefully, I mean, I would love to see that. I think that could really work. But I'm curious. But yeah, so Aquaman was brilliant. The Flash
blew me away. I thought it was phenomenal. Yeah. I like how they've gone with a very different version of Barry Allen.
Yeah,
it feels more Wally West than anything. They should have, frankly, for me, should have just gone with Wally West.
Mm-hmm. Because I think, they demonstrate. But this is like a second best. Like it is. It's much more. I love the fact that he's so different from what we're getting in this kind of TV world that I think he gets away with it. I think we can enjoy this as a very separate Flash.
Okay, the suit's fantastic as well.
I need to see it more in action because all we really get of it is one quick little boom moment. Yeah. I need to see him kind of running in it, then I'll be sold on it. But I like the fact that it's all the suits are a little bit more armory, I think, in this, which I can live with.
You kind of need it.
Yeah, I think when you're going up against what they seem to have set them up against, I think you need it to be a little more heavy. But yes, that looked really good. I enjoy the fact he's watching like Rick and Morty in the background in his room, so he's a cool dude. This Flash, we're getting a chill character here.
Yeah. Also, I the interaction between him and Bruce Wayne is just. It's very reminiscent of Tim Drake as Robin. Like the whole bunch of screens. This is my second favorite chair. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm in whatever it is. I'm there. It reminds me of very like 1994 Tim Drake, which makes me because Tim Drake's my Robin.
Yeah,
that's the Robin I grew up with.
Days.
Yeah,
I like this. It looks. I'm really liking it. I'm a little bit sad that we didn't see more on Cyborg. We saw like a really kind of. I think we just really see a suit, and that's about it. We get a little kind of tease, but that's about it. I want to see more of him. I'm not 100% sold on his suit or what we see of it in the trailer.
I still think it's very rough.
Yeah, I think that's going to change.
I do like that it's quite streamlined. It's not the bulky Cyborg we see.
Yeah, it's a little bit more
realistic.
It looks like someone who has been injured and repaired with sort of cybernetic stuff. It doesn't look like he's just put some armor on him and gone, now I'm a robot.
Yeah.
Which is nice. But I think
he doesn't look like RoboCop, he looks like Cyborg.
Yeah, he looks like a cyborg, which is brilliant. I think for most of it, I think that trailer is. I'm very excited for Justice League.
The interaction between Wonder Woman and Batman is very good as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I also like the whole idea that we've got this Bruce Wayne character in Batman vs Superman who's very dark and brooding and twisted, and then you see him in this trailer and he's quite open, he's quite happy.
Yeah, he's a little bit more. Yeah, he mocks Arthur Curry in his interaction.
Yeah, he talked to fish. It's like, no wonder he didn't join you, Bruce.
Yeah. Well, what did you expect? But yeah, I like that. It's more.
I also like that they're throwing that in there. Like everyone takes the piss out of Aquaman because they think he talks to fish, and he doesn't. Fish are too primitive to talk to, so he just kind of nudges their minds into certain directions and goes, "Hey, you should do that."
Yeah, it is nice to see them even having Batman point that out at him and saying it in a completely like mocking way, and
completely sort of like offhand, like we really. I don't know why I'm here.
Yeah, it was sort of like, oh, that's it.
You talk to fish. Okay.
I'm just here because you're one of the guys in the folder, so do what I have to, which I love. I think it's a really great idea. Jumping across the pond to the Marvel camp.
Ooh, Marvel. What are we gonna do? We're gonna talk Captain Marvel. We're gonna talk Thor.
Ooh. Well, let's hit up the big news. Brie Larson is Captain Marvel. Yes. I know you've got some heavy feelings. It's as documented on this very show.
Yeah, we spoke about this briefly last week, and it was just rumor. I've never really rated. The Room. Is it The Room? No, it's Room. Room she was brilliant in it. Well deserved Oscar. I think she's a phenomenal actress, but she's not It's not Captain Marvel. It's like casting James Franco as Nightwing.
Yeah, I can see that.
Jonah Hill as Cyborg. And she belongs in this kind of generation of actors that I always see her quite associated with. Dave Franco, Channing Tatum, Jonah Hill. Mm-hmm. And I can't see her as Captain Marvel. I can't do it because I've always seen her in these less than heroic roles. She's always seemed to be the that girl in that movie or that girl in that movie. So on one hand, I'm excited to see what she's going to do with this role, and I'm excited to see because Captain Marvel at the moment in comic books is such a controversial character. Oh, Marvel what? But it's an interesting choice. I think you're right. I'm kind of curious to see what she does with it. I think my issue with it is like she isn't. I mean, she could be. She could knock this out the bag. But my issue is I don't see her as someone who could come in and stand up to someone like our Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man. Like I want the kind of Captain Marvel who is in control. Carol Danvers now. We don't want Carol Danvers then.
No. Yeah. What we want is one who comes in is like, look, I know what I'm talking about here. And kind of instantly takes like a leadership role as a powerful figure in this universe, as opposed to someone like Ant-Man or someone who's just another kind of side figure who they bring in to be like, oh look, it's someone else with powers, ha 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 ha, and then she's just another backup member of the Avengers.
Yeah, the thing is with Captain Marvel is I didn't want someone to be cast that's young. I wanted an older person to be cast. I wanted someone that's like around the same age as Robert Downey Jr. or Chris Evans or Chris Hemsworth to come in and be like, I'm not one of these kids you're training. I'm not Scarlet Witch. Yeah. I'm not Spider-Man. I'm not Vision. Mm-hmm. I'm on your level. Yeah. I've been doing this for years. Mm-hmm. I haven't been on Earth. I've been out there.
Yeah.
But I've been doing this for years.
Someone who comes in with a punch.
So I wanted a Charlize Theron.
Mm-hmm. Someone like that. Yeah,
that would have been a perfect casting choice for me. Mm-hmm. But if they bring her in and she starts off as the bumbling kid that doesn't know what she's doing and then eventually ascends, I guess Brie Larson would be a fine casting choice depending on what kind of Captain Marvel they're looking for. Yeah. But at the moment it looks like Miss Marvel to me. Not at all. I am interested to see whether the links between Captain Marvel and Nova are going to be addressed in this movie because I want Nova. I want Richard Rider as Nova. And I've worked out who I want as Richard Rider.
Oh.
I don't know if I've mentioned it. Richard Rider.
Hit it out.
I recently reread all of Nova. And I've always really liked him as a character. Every time he's popped in, I thought he's been fantastic. But I reread all of from like I think they rebooted Nova in like 2008 with Richard Rider, and they like he's been around for years, and then they just went, hey, we'll do another Richard Rider series, and it was like 2008 to 2011, and then they killed him off. But while I was reading, I was like, you know what, who could play this guy? Nikolai Coster-Waldau from Game of Thrones plays Jaime Lannister.
I can see that really well. That
helmet, he'd be a great.
I can see that actually. Yeah.
So if they ever brought Nova in, obviously Nova wouldn't be an Avenger. He'd be Guardians of the Galaxy. He'd be in that. So
more kind of in that crowd. Yeah.
Maybe Guardians of the Galaxy 3. We get
something. Yeah.
We get their own Nova. We get Richard
someone
Rider
to kind of help link the two bridges. Captain Marvel kind of talks to the Avengers. We get the link between her and Nova. We bring them all together.
Yeah, and it kind of worried me in the first Guardians of the Galaxy, but the first Nova agent you see is John C. Reilly.
Yeah.
And I was like, that can't be Richard Rider. They're not gonna, that's not what they're doing here.
Please.
But he wasn't. I thought he was brilliant. I really enjoyed him in it. But I'm glad we have Nova existing, like the Nova Corps existing in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We just now need a Nova movie, and not Sam Alexander.
Yeah, I think
I like him as a character. He's great, and the storyline they're doing with him in the Avengers at the moment, where he's looking for his dad, cool storyline. Even if they introduce, hey, let's do a Sam Alexander movie, bring Richard Rider in to train him.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel. Excited for the film. Hesitant about Brie Larson. Some issues with Marvel's casting choices recently, really.
Yeah.
I still have issues with the Spider-Man casting choice.
Yeah.
Tom Holland. I still have issues with him. I thought he was great in Civil War. I really enjoyed it. Just it's Peter Parker all over again.
It really is. We now got some footage from Spider-Man Homecoming. Most people haven't seen it yet. It was only in Hall H Comic-Con. But again, watching the footage, It's the same. It's the same thing we've now seen.
6 times?
6
5
times
times
now. It is
5 times.
5. Yeah, it is the same. They can say, oh, he's a little bit younger. Actually, doesn't really change the core message here. He is the same, and you just can't help but seeing why not Miles Morales? Just why not?
Or why not Peter Parker, but 26-year-old Peter Parker?
So why not something just really different? Why say, oh, we're doing this third reboot that is, and so shortly after the other one? Seeing this footage has only been a really kind of cruel reminder that this film, as great as it will be,
Potentially. It could be Spider-Man 3 all over again.
It's true. Is still just going to be another Spider-Man film, just like every other one you've seen. There's nothing here that screamed, wow, that looks bonkers and new. Other than Michael Keaton as the Vulture. We got to see a little snippet of him. He looks good. He looks
really armoured.
He's an incredibly armoured Vulture, which I suppose kind of makes sense. When you're going up against Spider-Man, and we know Tony Stark's in the film, so I wouldn't be surprised if we got a little Tony assistance. So yeah, a very heavily armoured Vulture's there, which is nice. We haven't seen Vulture in any of the Spider-Man films so far, so...
there were rumours about John Malkovich being cast as a Vulture for Spider-Man, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man film.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which I thought would have been fantastic. Malkovich as the Vulture, great. I love Michael Keaton, but...
as well as...
there's a special place in my heart for the original Spider-Man series.
True.
For me, that's the ultimate superhero movie was Spider-Man 1. And Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 3 is a bit disappointing, but ultimately it's still better than Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, if there'd been a fourth, you'd still be like, I still want to see this film. I think,
hey, that film was a bit wank, but this one's...
I think, what was it? Yeah, it was looking like we'd get a kind of John Malkovich Vulture, and it was also looking like we'd get Bruce Campbell as Mysterio, which looked again like...
brilliant. I wish the original Sinister Six played out in that series would have been fantastic. There's not one person that wasn't perfectly cast in those films. Tobey Maguire he looks like an adult trying to play a teenager.
Yes.
But he was still the best Spider-Man.
Yeah,
He's still phenomenal.
As soon as he put on that suit, his voice was Spider-Man, and it was brilliant.
And when in Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3, when they moved him on to being, hey, I'm a college student, I'm trying to work in the city, which is my favourite era of Spider-Man, is him no longer being in high school and him actually being a functioning member of society.
Yeah, he actually has to balance both bits.
Yeah. Because you can do it when you're a kid.
Yeah, when people say, oh, he's got to balance school and life, school isn't that hard to balance, it's just kind of a bit of homework and a bit of,
But Spider-Man trying to make the red, that's funny.
Yeah, that's more enjoyable.
So I thought that Spider-Man 2, especially Spider-Man 2, Tobey Maguire was the perfect casting choice for Spider-Man. And even Spider-Man 3, when they made him emo Spider-Man, you don't want the black suited Spider-Man just to be like this angry mopey dickhead. You want him to be this complete exaggeration of what he thinks an angry mopey dickhead is. Because that's who Peter Parker is. He's a moron.
Yeah, he couldn't... Yeah, when you get the suit, I like the fact that actually, the cringy dancing and everything almost adds to the fact, that's what he thinks is cool. That's what this Peter Parker thinks is cool. Doing that, the clicking and the spinning, it kind of works to him.
Pointing at different women.
It kind of does. I think...
The jazz dance.
Yeah. If the choices were this new Spider-Man or a fourth Spider-Man film, definitely going for the fourth Spider-Man film, because this one, it's more the same. It's another setup for another bunch of films that we've kind of already seen.
Yeah. I would have really loved to see Donald Glover take over as Spider-Man, as Peter Parker, and just have the series kind of continue where the Maguire series Sam Raimi's series left off. Where, we're getting Vulture, but we're also getting a grown-ass man who's gone through so much stuff without the Avengers' help, without even anyone really realising he existed.
Yeah.
Apart from the Daily Bugle going, Spider-Man's a menace, whatever. Yeah. Great, we have that, but we don't... He's never played it in the big leagues, and that's what I wanted to see, an older one. Great, okay. New movies, maybe we'll get a better version of Spider-Man that we've seen so far. Maybe we'll get a better version of the first movie that we've seen twice. Yeah. Just with different characters.
Yeah. Jumping on from Spider-Man, we have a little bit of news on Thor Ragnarok.
We got a little sneak peek at the Planet Hulk costume.
Yes, we know Thor will be donning the kind of full gladiatorial combat gear. Good. Which is awesome.
Been waiting for that. I've been waiting for the helmet with wings.
I am.
That's a Thor. It's a Thor thing that we haven't really seen properly.
I'm very excited. 'Cause it looks like they both get decked out. We'll probably see that on the helmet. I like it. Thor Ragnarok. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be curious. It's gonna be more interesting than any of the previous Thor films have in Thor.
Also, it's set in New Zealand.
Yeah, we've started off. We got a little bit of footage again at Comic-Con. What we know is it was kind of Thor and Hulk kind of chilling at a bar, being like, "Oh, you heard about the Civil War thing? Why didn't they invite us? Huh, bunch of nerds." Before they get
whose side would you be on? They both go Cap and Iron Man at the same time.
Yeah, and we get kind of awkward before apparently they
God.
get taken away to go do gladiatorial stuff.
Hashtag Brexit.
Yeah. Oh, what we do know is that is quite interesting. Thor has had time to think on his dream or whatever and knows who Thanos is. So he's got a picture of Thanos. He knows what Thanos is. He knows by the Infinity Stones.
He's aware of the what's coming.
So it's inevitable he's going to be a key part in Infinity War, I think, because he'll probably do the guys. Probably be a little bit careful. This big purple dude. You know?
Hey guys, maybe we should run in half cocked. Really? Thor saying we should run in half cocked? Seriously, guys.
Yeah, guys, really though, this one's a bit bad.
No, I can't wait. I love Thor. I love the Thor series. I mean, Thor 2 was a bit disappointing, but ultimately still enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think this one is definitely shaping up to be brilliant. There's none of the things they've revealed so far have me like, oh, that's awful. You know, the casting is brilliant. I love the fact that Hulk is in it, because I think at this stage, Marvel have kind of
not used him enough.
Yeah.
Like, at all.
We haven't had enough Hulk, and I think they've kind of twigged now that I think he does work better, kind of coupled with others.
Yeah.
And I think so. I like that. I like the fact they've twigged on that and they've gone, right, let's put him with Thor. Let's get a nice kind of buddy road trip movie in space.
Maybe get a cameo in from some of the Nova Corps.
Yeah, maybe get our first little Guardians tease kind of crossover, which I wouldn't be surprised if we get. If we get something that kind of
goes, hey, the Guardians exist in this universe. Let's not forget that they're here.
Yeah, just
because they're going to play a big part in Infinity War.
It's true, which is kind of weird because James Gunn has been he's made very clear Guardians 2 will not be about Infinity Stones, will not be about Thanos. It's their own story.
It doesn't need to be.
Okay, so we got a little bit of news on Aquaman as well. Aquaman obviously going to be directed by James Wan, most famous like The Conjuring and The Conjuring 2. And he said he will be bringing a lot of horror elements to Aquaman. It looks like Aquaman will almost be a horror film, which is... Yeah. Has to be curious, but I kind of like it. I like the idea that we get... I don't know who our villain will be. Aquaman doesn't have that many other than Black Manta.
Black Manta, Ocean Master, the Sea King.
I think we'll get something a little bit more kind of sea monster-esque if we're going with something like horror. Something like, well, like, I think New 52-wise, we had a kind of interesting, we had those kind of creatures in the deep or whatever that were invading. I wouldn't be at all...
Deepwater.
That was it. I wouldn't be at all surprised if that was the villain we get for this.
Deepwater.
If we're getting a more horror thing, I'd love to see Aquaman really kind of deep ocean, black waters, get kind of these creepy creatures.
Was it Blackwater or was it Deepwater?
I think it was Deepwater.
Something deep, right?
It was deep something.
Something water.
Something watery related.
I can't remember.
But I think that would be a kind of really cool Aquaman story. I'd be well up for that.
Also, because it's basically who Aquaman is. It's a half human, half fish creature, and that's what Aquaman is. It plays both sides of the pond.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely up for that. So that looks pretty solid. Aquaman should be great. Another sort of great looking film. Suicide Squad.
Negative reviews.
Yes, we haven't seen it yet. We'll see it very shortly.
We're seeing it in
a couple of hours now. It'll be sort of
4 hours
or something like that.
What do you mean 7 hours?
Am I a fool?
It's 20 to 8.
My
4 hours. 4 hours and 20 minutes.
My word.
4:20.
Hey. So we will be seeing Squad very shortly. We will let you know what we think. But the reviews thus far are
negative.
Worse than Batman vs Superman. Yeah. I mean, again, we haven't seen it yet. We don't want to kind of make any comments about it thus far. I'm kind of curious how it can even be that bad. Like Batman vs Superman. Seeing those trailers, you sort of knew something was going to be wrong. Like as soon as Doomsday came in, you were like, "Yeah, that's not going to be good.
Yeah, this is awful."
Yeah. Whereas nothing in those trailers for Suicide Squad has had me like, uh-oh. I mean, maybe Leto Joker, but...
I'm very skeptical.
There are some bits in those trailers like where he's laughing at the pile of knives. I'm like, that's pretty Joker. Okay, I'll have that. I'll take it. Sure, why not? So I'm skeptical. We got some news on Squad, though. We know that David Ayer is already kind of fighting for Suicide Squad 2, but more importantly, he's fighting for it to have an R rating.
Well, yeah, just that... That makes sense. Batman vs Superman doesn't make sense for an R-rated movie.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad did.
It really does. Like, it's in the title. Like, you know people are going to get their heads blown off and stuff like that. You need it to be savage. You need to see the gore and whatnot like that. I think that would have been better. So he's already fighting for that. He seems really invested in these films. I mean, at the premiere, he was chanting, "Fuck Marvel." That's true.
Says the guy never being hired by Marvel.
Yeah, I know.
Again.
Yeah,
okay.
so don't expect to see Fantastic Four directed by David Ayer anytime soon. That's not
Guardians
happening.
of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yeah, don't expect to see that. But yeah, so he's fighting for that in a sequel. I assume he will probably be back to the sequel if he's fighting for it so heavily.
If they get one.
If they get one after this. But
I mean, Suicide Squad was always risky.
It was always a little bit... And so to see that it's come out with these reviews is...
Yeah.
But again,
disappointing.
We'll see it. We'll see what we think. There is a chance that this is... a couple of places giving it good reviews. We'll see what plays out. It could be just a case of... people are very anti-DC at the moment.
Yeah, completely after Batman vs Superman. Not surprised that they wouldn't be, to be honest.
No, I can see that, but we'll see.
However, there's been a lot on TV.
We've got a huge amount of TV.
Let's start with Flash, because there's a lot to talk about with Flash.
Flash is a very heavy one.
Flashpoint is confirmed.
Yes,
very much confirmed.
Very much confirmed.
There's a new villain in a black Zoom-esque costume.
Yes.
It's not Zoom. Let's stress that it's not Zoom.
Yes, it's not Zoom. However, and this is what's critically important, we've got to remember this, that villain will be the villain of the Flashpoint story, as will Wally West being the kind of kid Flash.
Yeah.
This is all stuff that we have in the Flashpoint verse that Grant Gustin said actually doesn't last as long as fans might think it's going to last. So it may only be a couple of episodes long. Yeah. It looks like the real villain of this season will be Dr. Alchemy, who we see a bit of in the trailer.
I don't really know that much about Dr.
Alchemy. It would tie in with another piece of casting we've got, which is Tom Felton, e.g. Draco Malfoy from Harry Potter.
Oh my god, I forgot he was casting it.
He is almost definitely going to be Dr. Alchemy. Like, I would place money on, of course he is. Why cast someone that big if you're not going to put him as the villain?
Unless they want him to be a recurring role over seasons.
Yeah. So I'm curious. I want to see how that goes. But yes, we have some interesting ideas. Flash should be an interesting season 3. I want to see what they do with Flashpoint. I mean, how does it look to you at the moment? We got our first trailer. Are you interested in this kind of version of Flashpoint?
I'm terrified. But the great thing about Flashpoint was we got twists on characters that we love. So we got Thomas Wayne Batman. We've got Harley Quinn never having met the Joker before. We got not like the male version of the Joker, as a female Martha Wayne version of Joker. Yeah, but she wasn't Harley Quinn. We got Citizen Cold. So it's not a villainous version of Captain Cold, like a good guy.
Yeah.
With a dark past, but still a good guy. And the only character that seemed to be the same in Flashpoint, apart from the Flash turning up having never really existed, was Cyborg. And we got this really cool Superman who never got found by the Kents, and he was always in captivity. And then we've got the quintessential Flash villain. We've got Eobard Thawne pulling all the strings behind him. And if they can manage to do that, then great. But it's such difficult source material to adapt.
It really is. What that trailer really made me wonder was, are they blowing the Flashpoint trumpet too soon? Because do we have enough at stake yet to change? Because when you go into that Flashpoint world in the comics, you're jumping to the middle of a war. You jump in, the whole of Europe has been destroyed, and everything is different. Whereas here it looks like, so the differences are, there'll be a slight alteration to Arrow. Things will mainly be the same. Flash, his parents are back, and that's kind of it. It just looked like Central City is still fine. It's just they've got a difference between certain villains. It didn't scream...
Grant Gustin is in the Flash in this universe. Wally West is.
Yeah, it just... I don't know if there was enough that said to me, oh my god, this is Flashpoint. Instead, I just said, oh.
This is Flashpoint.
Yeah, I'm curious, because maybe that's kind of just a preview for episode 1, and things will kind of get more bonkers, and that's why he'll change it back. But from what I saw in that trailer...
Fine, yeah.
Yeah, it looks fine. Great. But I think it would be cool if we'd waited a bit.
Looks like a decent place to stay in.
Yeah, that's the point. He's got his parents. Everything seems...
Him and Iris West are kind of flirting. He gets to start again. Rather than being Brother Barry, he can be, hey, I'm Barry Allen.
Yeah, you're right. You sort of come in, you're like, oh, this is fine. Whereas in Flashpoint, it's like the moment he gets there, he's like, oh my god.
What have I done?
Yeah, there's literally kind of 3 pages.
He can still run. He's still got his speed. And another thing about Flashpoint that was really great is he didn't have his speed. He had to recreate the accident that created him to become the Flash again. It
is really tough because I know we've said earlier, will Flashpoint work without Thomas Wayne? Our thought was, maybe they'll bring in Arrow as the ultimate.
Robert Quinn.
Yeah, but it looks like they're doing kind of the opposite. They're keeping them very separate. Diggle will be a bit different because of Flashpoint, but that's it, which is a real pity because there's something really nice about having the whole Thomas Wayne helping Flash, just because he wants to believe that there's this world where there's this, like, his son is alive, and he
Yeah.
really wants that to be true. So he's happy to tie this guy to a chair and let lightning strike him. Like, that's a really nice story. And so to see it just kind of be, oh, Barry's is all chill.
And then you'd get this whole lovely scene if you get Barry run over to Star City, and hand over the letter from Robert Queen, and that's like such a defining moment in New 52 Batman, where he gets kind of like, hey, there's a version of my dad out in the multiverse that is me. That's exactly like me because he lost me. I can rest easy.
Yeah, it is.
And that was such a great bit about New 52 Batman, is he lets go of his parents' hate. It's a whole thing that he teaches his son. And the fact is, we've got Oliver Queen, who is completely fueled by the idea that he survived this island. And basically his entire family's gone. All he's got is his sister now.
Yeah.
And to have that letter come into his life and have him be able to just kind of let go of all of that and start training new heroes like Batman does in New 52 with his son, and to kind of have some semblance of a normal life as well as being
to kind
a
of
superhero.
It really does change the character in a completely
That's a season 5 of Arrow, I want to say. That's the season 5 of Arrow.
Yeah, the Arrow season where it's like he gets that letter and he kind of, everything changes. It's no longer just this
one-man crusade against.
Yeah, suddenly it's oh my god. Yeah, it changes everything. It's interesting. So I'm curious about Flashpoint. I need to see more before I can be kind of totally sold on it, because that first trailer, out of the 3 trailers we saw for the 3 CW series, that one wasn't the one that stood out to me. The one that stood out was Arrow. I mean, let's move on to Arrow.
Just looks phenomenal.
Yeah, season 5 of Arrow looks like everything season 3 and 4 should have been.
Let's talk about the prediction you got right. So the first episode of this podcast, again, we'll link this in the description below. Felix predicted that the villain for season 5 of Flashpoint will be Prometheus. It's something that I half agreed with you on.
Yeah, like it could be.
Yeah, it's a very difficult character to bring to screen because of how connected to the Justice League Prometheus is. Especially with the whole ripping off Roy Harper's arm, killing his daughter, stuff like that. Prometheus is a massive villain. Maybe more like a massive anti-hero villain character. Yeah. He's like Red Hood on steroids. What Prometheus
definitely.
is.
Like, but he's almost at that kind of caliber of character. So you'd be very surprised.
So in a sense, you were right. The character is Prometheus. However, it's not the Prometheus we know from the comics.
No, definitely not.
Different identity completely. It's not a character that will be trained. Like we thought it would be someone that Oliver had trained. It's not. It's but it is someone from season 1. So Tommy Merlin. It's Tommy Merlin.
Yeah, it's everything they've said so far is that Arrow was pitched as a 5-season program. Yeah. So, as weird as it got during 3 and 4, they had a plan for the start and the end, and so they've said that the villain links back to something that happened in season 1. More than and because the outfit is so reminiscent of the Dark Archer, it's just with kind of wraps around his face. Almost sure Prometheus will be in this iteration
Tommy Merlin,
who will kind of, I can see it'd be quite clever if they have him coming back. So he was so opposed to the Arrow killing people
to be basically what the Arrow was in season 1.
To have him come back and say
hey, maybe you're right.
Yeah, I like the idea that he comes back and he wants to kill Arrow because in these past 2 seasons, he's just killed the main villain. For all of his rules on, I won't kill, he just kills Ra's al Ghul, and he's I won't kill, and then just kills Damien Dark. I'd love for this Prometheus to come in and be his goal isn't wreaking havoc, it's just killing Green Arrow. It's look, Ollie, I gave you a chance. You fucked it. You just
fucked
killed
it.
Yeah,
you fucked it.
I'm getting rid of you. You're dangerous to this city. Which, I like, that could be an interesting idea. So Prometheus is there. We also have another character coming back.
Waldog. Waldog's in it.
Yep.
Not a big fan of Waldog, not gonna lie. I think he's a bit of a minor character that we could live without.
Yeah, there are bigger characters could have come in. But, at the same time,
Mr. Terrific.
It looks quite cool. I like the fact that we're getting Arrow training 3 new heroes. He's building a whole new team.
Yeah, so we're getting Mr. Terrific, who is taking over the kind of Felicity role.
Yeah.
As well as maybe doing some field work, which is exciting because Mr. Terrific is one of the greatest comic book characters of all time. And maybe we're looking kind of, if we're going to Legends of Tomorrow, maybe we'll see a future version of Mr. Terrific.
Which I'd love. That would be so cool. Yeah.
And I can't remember what the guy's name is. Is it Curtis something? No, that Curtis Salters' character's name. What's the actor's name? I can't remember. We'll annotate it.
Yes.
I think he's phenomenal as the character. I'm really happy with him as an actor. He's stand out. Season 4 of Arrow. He's the best thing about it.
Yeah, definitely. He's fun to watch as well as believable. He hits all the role. Yeah,
completely. He's kind of like your window in to Arrow, where he's kind of like, whoa, this place is really cool.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're the Green Arrow. What is going on?
Yeah, he's that guy. He's your what the hell is this? I'm just a guy. What is going on here? Which is really cool. So we got him, Wild Dog, and we
also get like a throwback to season 1 of Arrow with the bars and you see Mr. Terrific trying to do it. No, I'm really excited.
Yes.
Really excited for Mr. Terrific. Canary is going to come back, which she's confirmed that they... what's her name? Who plays it? Lauren Cassidy? Laura Cassidy?
Kate Cassidy.
Kate Cassidy.
Kate Cassidy playing
Laura Cassidy.
Laura Lance.
That's where I'm getting confused.
Yeah.
Right. Kate Cassidy is confirmed to appear in this season of Arrow, to appear in Legends Tomorrow, to appear in Supergirl, and to appear in
she's got,
The Flash.
She has what Wentworth Miller had last year, which was a sort of a kind of cross-series deal.
Wentworth Miller has it for this season.
As well as John Barrowman. We'll touch on that a little bit later when we get to Legends. Kate Cassidy is that. What do you think this means for her then?
Hopefully, we find out what she said in her death scene.
Yeah.
Where obviously we didn't hear it. We find out what was said there. Hopefully, she never really died. She just kind of went undercover.
See, I feel like if they do that, her coming back, she went undercover. It needs to be for a damn good reason. Like,
it has to be
something awesome. I need a tease that's gonna make me be like, okay, you earned the fake Black Canary.
Yeah, completely.
As opposed to just her going, I heard there was some big old bad guy, this Tobias Church fella. I'll be like, no, you don't get that.
No, not fair.
Whereas if she's talking about like the Legion of Doom in Legends, yeah, you got me. So yeah, there's those three. We've got Artemis,
who's going to be played by the person that impersonated Black Canary last season. Don't really care, frankly.
Don't know much about her. Could be interesting.
Artemis is great on Young Justice. Watch Young Justice. She's a phenomenal character, but not big.
Yeah,
not big on seeing her in this. Frankly, I want Roy Harper back, and I want Thea Queen back because I think their chemistry on screen is phenomenal.
It was really good. Yeah, they were. I think together, when they were on screen together, you could tell that there was like they were really acting. There was a kind of real high caliber acting going on there between the emotions there. It was really believable. It was really nice.
Yeah, and I kind of want to see Arsenal and Red Arrow in one scene.
Yeah, running together.
Like, hey, you took over from me because I saved your brother's life. Let's now save his life again.
Now let's go bonkers. You know, fun times. So yeah, Arrow season 5 looks brilliant. The trailer for Legends, the other show, we didn't see much, if anything, of season 2. We saw just a lot of cutbacks. Season 1, we saw very little bit. So what we know about season 2, however, is that we will be getting as the main kind of antagonist.
Of America.
Well, yeah, we're getting Justice Society as the main antagonist, Legion of Doom. We're going the whole hog here. So Legion of Doom will consist of Damien Dark, Captain Cold, Malcolm Merlyn, and Reverse Flash, as well as a couple of kind of other new faces.
Okay, great.
They'll be facing off against our Justice League of America, which will be Hourman,
Justice Society. Sorry.
Hourman, Oblivion, Stargirl, and Dr. Midnight.
Okay, well, I heard that we're also getting Steel.
Oh, of course, yeah, Citizen Steel will actually joining the team, yeah. It's going to be interesting to say at least Legends Season 2. I think it's the one series that has the most kind of...
potential.
The most potential, but also the most fear. Like, it could go bonk. Because
it could go so bad. Yeah,
because Vandal Savage works, he was a villain who sprawled across it. Legion of Doom is a more interestingly strange villain because that's sort of an organization that has to be founded at some point, so it can only go forward.
However, what's really interesting about it is we've got a version of Captain Cold that's never known this team. The only person he knows on this team is Heatwave.
Yeah, I really like that. That's going to be such a good dynamic.
And
it's just evil Cold.
And the dynamic with him and Sarah Lance, considering the romantic attachment they had with each other in the previous season, no longer exists because that version of Captain Cold's dead. Which still breaks my heart.
Breaks my heart, but I like if this is... It's quite a clever idea, and I like that. It's a nice way of kind of playing the Legends crew. Having, there's something you could only do with Legend where now we have Cold as a villain, and like a really prominent villain here, going against the team almost completely, which I like. I think that's going to be really interesting to see. Our kind of final now CW show, Supergirl. We've seen our first picture of Superman.
I still don't care.
Yeah, he's just...
Still don't care about Supergirl. It just annoys me that I'm gonna have to watch the entire first season now just to watch season 2.
Just so I've seen that whole world. And
just so that I understand when this new version of Superman comes in. I understand the dynamics of everything.
Yeah.
But he looks crap. The suit looks crap. I didn't agree with the casting choice completely. He looks worried as Superman. Superman needs to instill confidence into people, and he doesn't. And I know his performance as Superman could be amazing. Yeah. It could be great. I could be taking my words back in a couple months when it airs and I see him as Superman. I go, you know what, this is my favourite version of Superman. But at the moment, you don't look like Superman. You're not instilling me with any confidence that you're going to be a very good version of Superman. And
skeptical.
Yeah, completely, very skeptical.
So
throwing over to the Marvel side, we have Ghost Rider. It's one of the newer versions of Ghost Rider coming into S.H.I.E.L.D. Let's stress that it's not Johnny Blaze, which is disappointing.
Isn't.
Not Johnny Blaze. I can't remember for the life of me, because there's been like 3 since Johnny Blaze. I can't remember their names.
Nor can I. However,
he rides around in a car.
Well, like, what do you think? Do you think this is a good addition to S.H.I.E.L.D.? Do you even care?
I stopped caring about S.H.I.E.L.D. a few seasons ago.
I really did.
To be honest,
does this pull you back? Does this make you think kind of want to catch up and see it?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I've watched every episode of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh.
But I admittedly I was watching it more out of habit than
more in a sort of like in case this gets good.
Yeah, more of a this comes out on the same day as Legends of Tomorrow. I'll watch this before Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just to kill an hour in between. Sorry, Marvel, I guess. Sorry, what's his name? Clark Gregg. Sorry, Clark Gregg.
Yeah.
We love you. We do love you.
We do. It's just S.H.I.E.L.D. It's just not that great.
Come back to the movies, fam.
Yeah, please, come on. We need you back there.
We need some Coulson in there.
Yeah, S.H.I.E.L.D. is... Yeah, I don't think Ghost Rider brings me back. It's going to be curious, though. If I hear that he's a brilliant character, I might have to kind of sit down and watch through S.H.I.E.L.D. to get to him.
Yeah.
We got a whole ton of news on the Netflix front. Kind of just rattle through it. We got a first trailer for Luke Cage. Looks good.
It's just him getting shot, right?
Yeah, it's just him getting torn apart. Looks happy days. Got our first little trailer for the Defenders. Looks like the villain will be the Hand from Daredevil.
That's fine.
That's
happy
fine by
with
me.
That.
Still no word on Jessica Jones season 2.
Seeing how good that season was as well.
Yeah.
And like how popular that season was brilliant.
That's what kind of really bugs me about all this, because Daredevil season 1, Jessica Jones season 1, they were 2 brilliant shows.
Daredevil got confirmed for season 2 before anyone had watched the last episode of
it was kind of instantly like season 2. People went, that's fine, Daredevil came out before Jessica Jones, so we'll get a couple of months, then we'll get Jessica Jones season 2. That's what kind of bothers me, that we're now at season 3, Daredevil completely confirmed. Nothing on Jessica Jones season 2 at all. It looks like we'll next see her in the Defenders, in our kind of big ensemble piece. I really don't like that. Not at all.
We also do have to bear in mind, in Marvel's defense, there might... Kristen Ritter, isn't it?
Yeah.
She's a busy actress. She does a lot. She works a lot. There might just be scheduling conflicts here.
But even then, the fact that, we're now 3 Daredevil seasons, in, and still no word, there's that part of me that starts to have starts to have me wondering, are Marvel sat there like, tell you what's really cool, Daredevil. Tell you what was less cool, that kind of slightly edgier Jessica Jones. She wasn't even wearing a costume. Let's get back to what we really do. Heroes in costumes. Fine, but I think what works well with Jessica Jones
is a great costume in the comics.
Yeah. No, yeah, she does, but like, I'm just saying, like, in the TV show costume, like a leather jacket and jeans. But I think that's what I loved about it. It was Marvel doing something that isn't just superheroes in a costume, and it worked so well.
Yeah, completely.
So I'm really disappointed we're not getting a second season of that. Whatever the behind the scenes reasons are.
No, if we're not. If tomorrow we might wake up and go, suddenly season 2.
It's confirmed. But it's disappointing at this stage. And I think, if I had the choice to season 3 or Jessica Jones season 2, of course I want Jessica Jones season 2.
Yeah.
As great as Daredevil was, Jessica Jones was more interesting to watch. Then we get some really interesting news that might have huge consequences. Legion.
Yeah, no, this is the one I'm more excited for.
This is...
Do you mind if I explain a little bit about it?
Yes, go for it, because this is crazy.
Legion is a Marvel TV series, and what's really interesting about it, it's Legion as a character. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I've done some background reading into Legion. I've read some of the comic books. Legion is Xavier's kid.
Yes.
This is Charles Xavier from the X-Men universe. Now, here's the interesting part of it. Marvel don't own the rights to X-Men characters. Wolverine, Charles Xavier, Magneto, Psylocke, none of those characters are owned by Marvel for distribution in live action media. I'm not sure about animated, because I'm sure we've seen Wolverine in Ultimate Spider-Man. And
Yeah,
stuff
no,
like that.
you're right. We have.
So that's what's interesting here is a Marvel property about a mutant who is not called an Inhuman. He's called a mutant.
They call him a mutant in the trailer.
Mutants exist in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Charles Xavier exists in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Wolverine exists in the Cinematic Universe. X-Men is canon. Long live X-Men. Marvel and Fox have sorted out.
Yeah, this is
the first hint of that happening.
Yeah, like I need more news on this series. I need so much more on this, because this could be one of the big, like, I love DC, but this could be the biggest fuck you to DC that we've seen in this whole time. If Marvel say, hey, by the way, we're finding a way to join these two together.
Yeah, literally, they could literally be like, hey, you know the most successful superhero franchise of all time? Oh yeah, you've heard of the X-Men? We own that shit.
Yeah, that's ours now. We're gonna mix that in with our already brilliant Avengers
series.
That's all ours now.
Look at that mixing together. What have you got, DC? Batman? Haha, fuck you.
Yeah, like, we need more on this. So kind of jumping to kind of Marvel's more comic book front, Civil War 2 plows on. It's been very up and down. 2 weeks ago we were like, it's great. Last week, not great, awful. This week,
I'm in two minds about it all, really. I think the premise is very good. The premise is really cool. The premise of because now that we've kind of got more information what about Tony Stark's thinking, what Carol Danvers is thinking. Carol Danvers sees this Inhuman called Ulysses as the savior of the world because he can predict when bad things are going to happen. Tony Stark disagrees because the whole idea of predicting the future means that future that you predict it will never happen. He thinks Ulysses' power is based on is just mathematics. It's just probability.
Yeah.
And from what we've seen it's kind of true. And what's interesting here is this is the second time, I believe anyway, Tony Stark's been correct in Civil Wars.
Yeah, I can see it. This again is, in this one at least, it's a lot more prominent. In this one, it's very much like,
this guy is right.
Tony Stark is in the right. Carol Danvers, sure, there are people you could find bits of her argument you can agree with, but ultimately Tony Stark is the one they're almost pitching as the good guy here.
Yeah, which is because he was the obvious villain for Civil War. And what's great is they did a callback to Civil War. Is Tony Stark gets everyone in the room and he talks to them about why he has these why this is an issue, and he goes, "We had a civil war and I lost my best friend. I've lost my best friend again. I can't have a war.
Yeah,
this is what's wrong." And so for me, the main Civil War title's weak. The tie-ins are great. Yeah. Civil War choosing sides is fantastic because we get to see him talking to Miles Morales as Spider-Man and go, This is what I think. It's up to you to make your decision. Because he's not forcing people into his way of thinking anymore.
It's a lot more of him saying, look, here are my reasons.
You make your decision.
You've got to choose. Yeah. Where do you feel on this?
So, Civil War, I'm in two minds of it. I'm excited to read more. I'm hesitant about how it's panning out. Yeah. And I think, as much as I love Captain Marvel, I think she's a great character. I think whoever's writing it at the moment can't write Carol Danvers.
It's not really doing her justice.
Not at all.
I completely agree. I think you're right. It's a really great premise. The ideas behind it are wonderful. It's just not hitting that same goal that Civil War did. But you're right. Now that we've kind of seen both of them just sit down and talk about why they feel this way, more backgrounds feel a little bit nicer. However, the real big kind of comic news has been on the DC front. We're still powering on with Rebirth, which is kind of mainly being very strong. So
yeah, there's a couple weak titles, but the rest of them have been just amazing. So I want to talk about one that we have differing views of. Let's talk about Justice League first. For me, Justice League's been really great because we have this new Superman who's coming into the fold, but he's not the new Superman. He is pre-New 52 Superman. And he's taken over from the New 52 Superman who's dead. So this is a Superman that none of the New 52 version of the Justice League know, or trust, or respect in any way, shape, or form. Coming into the fold of the Justice League. We also have two new Green Lanterns. But aside from that, the roster's the same. Batman, Flash, Wonder Woman, Cyborg. So we've got the core four. Don't trust Superman, don't trust the Green Lanterns. So we've got the Green Lanterns coming into the fold, Hal Jordan having vouched for them, saying, I have to be away. I can't train you, but these guys are. So the two new Green Lanterns are basically playing the cyborg role in New 52.
Yeah.
Where, hey, he's the newbie, we're going to teach him. And that's great. So they're learning, and we get some really nice mentor-mentee moments with the core four of the Justice League and these two Green Lanterns. And then you've got, on his own, kind of doing this whole lone wolf thing, Superman. Where the Justice League, they're bringing him in for things that they need him for. But he's educated enough and strong enough and intelligent enough to know what he's doing without needing the Justice League's help.
Yeah.
And that's a really weird dynamic for Justice League because it's normally Batman. It's normally Batman in that role.
Yeah, no, it's Batman who's the kind of like the lone wolf who's doing his own thing and sometimes coming in to aid these other guys. See, I agree with all that, but my kind of problem with Justice League at the moment is that while all the other titles have managed to retain and kind of almost go back to what made them so great and kind of have these brilliant, the characters are back, their dialogues are back, you're following characters you care about. My problem with Justice League is it's so action focused and we're seeing just nothing but big explosions and whatnot, which is fine. And you're right, every now and then we get these nice moments, but the focus has really been on throwaway villains, look at them doing cool things and destroying stuff.
I think all they're trying to do here is they're just trying to introduce us to these new characters without doing in-depth character-based stories.
True. And again, I might be more partial to it if we had, another Justice League book going at the same time that maybe was
like they used to have Justice League of America, Justice League
something that kind of gave us a little bit more. You could jump between them. At the moment, for me, Justice League is the weakest of the bunch for the Rebirth. Actually, maybe Constantine Rebirth.
I haven't read it yet.
There's a couple of kind of weak ones, Constantine's one, which is really unfortunate. But Justice League, for me, I think it could get great, but I'm not sold on this writer yet. I need to see more before I go.
Okay, no, that's absolutely fine. A shining light for me has been Red Hood and the Outlaws. We've only had the Rebirth story yet, but it kind of reintroduces this idea of Batman not trusting Jason Todd. And it's reinforcing that, because what we saw in New 52 was he kind of got back into the fold.
Yeah, even like in Court of the Owls right at the very beginning, he was happy to call on him and ask for help.
Yeah.
Like it
was
there
Alfred,
was trust.
but yeah.
Yeah, but there was still this, it wasn't so out of reach that he had
completely.
to do it. There was a trust.
What I like about this comic is it's Jason kind of going, why don't you trust me? After everything we've gone through, you don't trust me. And Batman kind of gives him this ultimatum and goes, you can do this mission. I'm going to keep my eye on you. If you kill someone, we're done. And that is brilliant for me, because either Red Hood goes off on his own and he becomes just exactly the outlaw that he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Or he toes the line.
One that's it's getting better. Batman Rebirth. It's climbing. At this point, though, I am just waiting for issue 9, which is when it's confirmed we'll start getting our answers on the whole Three Jokers thing.
Yeah, we just need to get past the whole Gotham thing.
Yeah.
Which I thought was interesting this week, because they're kind of... Psychopirate has messed with Gotham and Gotham Girl's heads. Gotham killed 27 people. And they've kind of tied in the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, done a little...
Hey. So Suicide Squad's here. Batman's climbing. I'm enjoying it. Can't wait for the Joker.
Yeah, I need answers. I think if handled right, we could get a really genuinely brilliant twist here that leaves us going, oh my lord.
Also, hopefully, we get to see a bit more of Duke Thomas.
Yeah, I'm game for that.
And I want a new suit.
Yeah, I want rid of that yellow thing.
I have no idea what his character's name is either. They still haven't said that. And I kind of want Alfred to get a robot arm, because the hook's freaking me out. Also, I feel like they're not even mentioning that Jim Gordon was Batman at any point.
Yeah, they're just sort of like...
that happened. What I really want is, I kind of want an issue of Batman where Batman kind of gets captured and Jim Gordon goes, alright, he pulls on the bat costume again.
I'll get it
and he's got a bit of a gut and he's got a cigarette out of his mouth and he goes in and does it.
I'd love to see that bat suit with it's just reaching on the big robot arm and just doing a wee cigarette out of his mouth, just go... And you're like, Jim, I love you. You're the best. Brilliant.
I definitely need more Gordon in there.
Yeah.
Or even just keep him as Batman but have him go international. Like,
yeah,
do
have
Batman
him do something else.
Again.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. Yeah, I definitely think. I think it is as good a time as any to give us a Jim Gordon solo series to kind of follow him doing. Now that we've seen him hold his own as
just
Batman.
Gordon-Batman.
Yeah, I'd love to see something like that.
Gordon.
To see Gordon, because he's just a really fun version of a cop who is so morally uncorruptible, but at the same time is more than happy to kind of beat the shit out of people. But at the same time, as someone who'd never fully go bad guy. I love him about him. I think he's a really great character.
Also, he's got his daughters kind of traveling the world. It'd be really cool if he's just following his daughter around.
It'd be great to have a little crossover issue where, you know, they're both in, like, China or something, and he bumps into her, like, what are you doing here? She's like,
what are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
I'm not Batman. I'm not Batgirl.
See you around. Let's pretend this never happened.
Yeah. I really... No, that's something I need. I need that in my life now.
Yeah, I want a kind of fun sort of Jim
DC,
Gordon
get
series.
on that. Get on that.
Which is Jim Gordon taking that sort of... The way he is in, like, Gotham to just normal cities, just beating up criminals with people like, that is not how we do things around here. He's like, that's how we do it in Gotham, so...
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, sorry, guys. That's what I'm doing over here, you know? Hashtag bringing the gym.
I need that in my life. But let's tie things up here.
Yes.
Subscribe to our YouTube. Follow us on our different social medias. And keep an eye out for those posts that are coming out over the next few days. You got anything there?
No, just enjoy and thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.